Hello, storytellers, and welcome back to another Isaac Cinnamon stream. What is going on? And first and foremost, happy birthday to my brother Caleb. He is turning 15 today, I believe. So happy birthday. Happy birthday to you if it also happens to be your birthday when you watch this. On the agenda today, we are going to be beating some New York Times games. Of course, I'm going to talk about some movies I watched over the weekend, react to a new Disney trailer that came out today, and then we're going to get back into our show. I'm going to read the final version of the short film we made for Soul Reader, the short film we wrote last stream. I revised it and turned it in, so I want to talk about that. And then we're going to get into the actual beat sheet and planning out what we kind of want to happen during the course of our show's pilot, and kind of brainstorm along those lines. But without further ado, first things first, we got to get into these word games. But how was everyone's weekend? How are you doing? Hopefully you were able to watch something or see something that inspired you. I'll tell you what, I had some crazy, like, seeing things experiences this weekend. I also had a very much art school day on Saturday. I had a very, it was like only art school could have done this to me. And it was, I had to do work on a design project for my class, which it's supposed to be this like abstract video thing, kind of like a performance art sort of piece. Sorry, I'm just brainstorming a word. What I chose to do was, like, I have a lot of moles on my face and all over my body, and so I decided to make it like a constellation kind of thing, and like connect the dots and use this cool like UV glow in the dark kind of paint to show that. And but of course I was doing it, and I was basically just doing it in my underwear, and I had to get my my roommates to help me out on that. Which was, a little awkward, but it was actually a good time, and I think the video is going to turn out really good. So I'm excited for that one, but it was very much a like, never did I think this is where I was going to end up. But sometimes life takes you in interesting directions. I'm surprised there's not a G in this. So what are we looking for here? I've also been slowly but surely like moving out of my dorm because my quarter ends like last day of May, almost. So I've been trying to like move things around, and go ahead and get that process started. But there's just a lot of stuff, and the big move out day will be next week for sure. Lorm, no. Lori. Warren? No. Oh, that would have been good. Morn? Like in the morning? Oh, dang. Is it born? Corn? It's born. Okay. Not too shabby, not too shabby. My friend unfortunately got it in like 4, I think, and I was kind of trying to beat that, but alas, you win some, you lose some. But we didn't lose. We got what we needed to, and now we can move on to the mini crossword. So I told you guys a couple streams ago how I've been getting into kind of a a kick, an Undertale Deltarune kind of kick. Pink Pony Club. Well, I started to play the game Earthbound, and I was using like an online emulator because that was like a Super Nintendo game. On Edge. That was like a Super Nintendo game, so I was playing it online, and because that's like where a lot of the inspiration came from for those games for Toby Fox, and I'm enjoying it so far, but it definitely, like, the battle system is not as fun, and I don't know, something about the Undertale game's humor is just really appealing to me. Totally pointless. Hit a high note in a high place, it's Yodel. Kit Kat Bar. Kazoo, made with comb and wax paper, really. And bed stories are read aloud. And Nouse is totally pointless. Interesting. I didn't know that word. Let's see, connections. Keep moving on. Moving right along, of course. Let's see here. We've got Ledger, Day, Brown, Horse, Water, Hardy, Log, Murphy, Bale, Drew, Canopy, Record, Trough, Register, Holmes, Pitchfork. Okay. Let's see. Holmes, I immediately think Sherlock, and I think of it as like a last name. Like, I think of these as last names. Bale, like, as a last name. And maybe Ledger, you know? Like Heath Ledger, Christian Bale, Eddie Murphy. Wait, no. Who am I thinking of? Who's that one guy who plays... No, that's Tom Hardy, who plays in The Dark Knight. What's up, Noah? How's it going? Hope you're doing good. Oh, Tom Hardy. I completely missed. Okay, so these are last names of people in the... Is Bale in The Dark Knight Rises? I've only seen The Dark Knight. I don't know if he's in Batman Begins or Rises, but I need one more of the last names, and I don't know who else is in that movie, to be perfectly honest with you. How's your weekend going, Noah? Or how did it go? How is your week going? Yeah, Christian Bale, Dark Knight Trilogy, Heath Ledger, Tom Hardy. Though I guess Heath Ledger wasn't in the third one, so I guess that doesn't have to be it, but I'm looking for one more name, and I don't know if it's Murphy or Brown or Holmes. And this could also be like a red herring, but I feel like those go well together, you know? Let's see here. Record or record. You've got horse, trough, log, canopy. I don't know why those feel like they go together. Pitchfork, trough. Oh, sorry, that was me stretching my back. Uh-oh, getting older. Scary stuff. I think like cash register, cash horse, cash cow. There's no cow here. Let's see. Trough holds water and animals drink from it. Record. Log. Turning 20 and then everything begins creaking. Yeah, apparently. Apparently 20 is the cutoff. Childhood is gone. It's official. Now it's just degradation. Let's see here. Pitchfork. Yeah. Pitchfork gets hay bales and horses eat hay. And Hey Jude, you know? Also, last time I was talking to you guys about The Grave of the Fireflies, the Studio Ghibli movie. Every time, we've watched 2 trailers for Studio Ghibli movies now, and every time I get like my video gets blocked until I take the Studio Ghibli trailer out, because they really are aggressive about their copyright, which fair, but it happened twice and I was like very, very surprised. Yes, Christian Bale, Tom Hardy, Heath Ledger, and Cillian Murphy. I completely forgot that he was in that, but that definitely feels like one that feels good. So Drew is interesting. Drew could be a name. Drew could also be something you did in the past. You drew water. You drew water from a trough. But I'm thinking Sherlock Holmes. Like Nancy Drew, Sherlock Holmes. Okay, hold on. Are we getting more last names, but it's of investigators? Because Nancy Drew, Sherlock Holmes. Someone Day could be one, you know, and someone Brown. Like, who am I thinking of? But Brown feels like an investigator as well. Like, I feel like these could go together as well and be other last names, you know? I'm so glad I thought of Nancy Drew, because I wouldn't have gotten there. But how do these others go together? Log, trough, canopy, things made out of wood. You can record, register, water. Let me see what happens here. No, not even close. Okay. That was a real shot in the dark. Let me try my theory with this. One away. Dang it. Huh. Now I'm stuck. Because I know this L of the Batman ones is right. But I don't know who the missing link is for these investigators. Mr. Horse, Mr. Trough, John Water. I don't know. One away still. But I only have one guess remaining. No, this isn't good. This is not good. What? No. What? Words before bed? Canopy bed, day bed, Murphy bed, water bed? What? Account book, the ledger, the log, the record, the register. Okay, that makes sense. Scene in a barn. Bale, horse, pitchfork, trough. They were throwing us off. That was a red herring. No Batman. Murphy, Ledger, Hardy, and Bale. Not all in different categories. That is so sad. Oh yeah, the Hardy boys. And I still don't know what Brown was. Wow. That's real rough. That's what I call real rough. That's okay. Let's do our strands. I'm disappointed. No Batman, but that's okay. Okay. Oh, of course. That's our category. Oh, of course. Ness. No. Nope. Oh, of course. Des. Gapper. Dapper. No, but good word. Slipper. Zippers. Zipper. Oh, of course. Of course. It's a salad. Oh. Salad. Appetizers. They are courses of the meal. Meal courses. I see. Is that right? Yes. The salad, the appetizers. So somewhere there's dessert. I have to believe that. Dessert. Yes. Fine dining is the category, potentially. Fine dining? No, I see. Fine dining. No. Fine dining. There it is. Fine dining. Dessert, salad, appetizers. Entree. Yep. What else is there? There's still two more. Soup. You got the salad, you need the soup, and cheese. Boom. Record breaking. And that one I will celebrate as a full blown. Wow, that's loud. Wow, that's loud. Okay. Celebration. Noah, you asked, how's the stream setup look? I'm curious what gear that I use. Also try soup salad. Yes, got soup salad. Correct. I can't show I can't show it clearly because the camera I'm using is literally just my laptop camera. I have a very it's very low grade setup, okay? And I'm not complaining. It works. I got this microphone for a birthday several years ago. And I've used it for many things. I've used it for singing stuff, voiceover, and it just also works well for this. So using this mic, and I looked up a lot of videos and settings on how to make the mic seem good and sound good. And then for a while, the only other thing I had was my laptop, which was the only monitor I was using. And then my phone, I have a little Stream Deck mobile app here, but it's the free version. So you see all of these things are locked, but I have these folders where I can go in and I can, oh, it's reconnecting. It doesn't like that I'm moving it. I can go in, and that's basically what I'm using to tap and do the fun sounds, because I haven't bought and don't know if I'm gonna buy a official Stream Deck, but I can just tap here, and I've set it up to get a sound like that or stuff like that, all the important stuff. So I used that, and then recently one of the times I went back home, I grabbed my a second monitor, but the second monitor is working well, and that's been really helpful as I'm trying to juggle stuff. And then I'm just using OBS to stream, and I set up this whole thing, with the tasks and the chat. I had to go out and find a different thing. So basically, before I started streaming, I was just playing with a bunch of different stuff to see what I could get to work. But I'm glad. Thank you. 10 out of 10 absolute cinema. You don't have to lie to me, but I appreciate the flattery. Thank you for the acknowledgement there. But honestly, things are so much easier to figure out because of YouTube, and so many people have made videos on streaming. So it will take work to get into, but you know, if you're willing to just watch a bunch of videos and try things out, then it's not too bad. I'm going to play the crossword from yesterday because I think the Monday crosswords are easier, and I think we can get through it not too bad. Oh, and then also I made a playlist, obviously, as you've been hearing, but I made like a YouTube playlist for the different songs that I just like click through. Because, you know, you don't just want to hear me talk. The music is also very helpful. Okay. Let's take a look here. Occasion for pampering. I don't know. Like a baby's bottom. Smooth, like a baby's bottom. Taxi. Cab. The T of BLT is Turkey. Yeah. Queen of the Nile, informally. Cleo. Cleopatra. Maybe the Nile. Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA. No, you said no lies. Plus, love seeing this side of the journey of the filmmaking process and engaging in a way where we can all enjoy. Well, yeah, that's the hope for it. And, you know, like creating is fun and can be hard at sometimes, but I really love the idea of like building a community where like, as we're, you know, writing this TV show and doing stuff, like we're kind of seeing it form together, and I hope that makes it less intimidating for others to like watch and be like, oh, it's not so bad. Like it takes time, and it, you know, it takes not getting it right the first time, but like, you know, if he can do it, I can do it, which you can. But then also like, if it's something that actually gets made into something or is something that we're excited about, then more than one person being excited about it is great. Casual dining chain with unlimited breadsticks is Olive Garden. But thank you for just tuning in, just like, you know, listening to me and hanging out, and it's a lot of fun. And like you said, from the long distances, it's like, it's this crazy world we live in where we can do that, you know. It's kind of cool to take a load off, say, chill, relax. Shake as a dog's tail. Wag. Most desired group of invitees. The VIPs. Man, my phone really does not want to stay connected today. Home to Zion National Park. Not super privy to the national parks. Capital of Italia is Pisa. I don't know. Do I have any gummy bears left? You will be very proud of me. I haven't even taken them out of the bag yet, because I've been looking at them, and do you see how intimidating that is? I went home yesterday, or the day before yesterday, went home this weekend to say hi, hang out with the fam, wish my brother a happy birthday, which happy birthday again, Caleb. And I left with these enormous several pound bags of candy. And it's like, I'm a sweet tooth, like, right? Like, I love sugar, but I'm also, I'm like a completionist, and I like to eat all of the candy I have in one sitting, which is not healthy. But this is just so intimidating that I'm like, I'm trying to save it for when like I actually feel good and like really pace myself. I'm using this as training ground, okay? So I hope that answers your question. Yes, I still have all the gummy bears. And Noah, I have not seen the new Zootopia teaser. I'm actually gonna react to it after this, because I'm really excited and intrigued. Yeah, gotta trust the bulk with the candy. It's crazy. Caller of Balls and Strikes is the ump, right? Ref, ump. It's gotta be the ump. Or that's what I think anyway. Online. I don't know. Event whose symbol is 5 interlocking rings are the Olympic Games. Yes. Oh, web. The web. Yes. Yes, of course. Of course. Discontinued Apple program for organizing images. It wasn't photos. I'm too young for this. Oh, hi, Lacey. iPhoto? But we have photos. It's called iPhoto? Is both Dad and Lacey watching this on Dad's account, and so it just looks like Dad is repeating the same thing? Oh my goodness. Make a digital image of. Snap a picture. Race of mythical beings. Oh my gosh, you gotta stop. It's getting out of control, guys. Race of mythical beings in elf and fantasy fiction. Elf or fae. I don't know. I'll come back. Musical genre for D'Angelo. And Erykah Badu. I'll come back to that. Some R-rated material. Adult movies. Number of amendments in the Bill of Rights is 10. Jacket closer that's not a button is a zipper. A snap. That could be snap. You know, sometimes those jackets have a kind of thing. I'm not confident in that. I'm gonna hold off on that. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. And when I meet Thomas Jefferson, I'm gonna compel him to include women in the sequel. What are theater binoculars? Yeah, what are those things called that you like and you can see the opera? Opera glasses. Oh, that could be it. Opera glasses? Or did I just make that up? I'm gonna hold on to it for now. I believe. Number of faces on a cube is 6. Craftsmanship. Silverstein, who wrote A Boy Named Sue, Shel Silverstein. Classic author, wrote The Giving Tree. Craftsmanship, art, maybe. President Snow is a veto. Glimmer is a shine. Government rule is a law. Red or reputation for Taylor Swift. Album. Top 10. Era. That could be it. Could be era. Starting point for Tropicana or Florida's natural juice. No, we already have red. It says red or reputation. Starting point or Florida's natural juice. Clementines? No. I like that it fits though. Tease is to bug someone. No, that's not it. Dryer fuzz, lint. Is it just lint? I think so. Word before name or voyage is maiden name, maiden voyage. Buzzer near a flower is a bee. Odds and ends, good phrase. And then wow, that's a lot. Yikes, or phonetically a hint to 17, 28, 46, and 61. Yikes, or Olive Garden, Olympic Games. I don't feel confident about opera glasses, but then those all start with O's, is what I'm seeing. Yeah. Oh no, yikes, or oh, huh? Oh, my camera's gone. That's an interesting one. Rhymes with grug. Yeah, I agree. Place in an overhead compartment is to stow. From the Arctic. Pass. Compadre. Caleb's on here now too. It's so funny too because the profile picture is just Dad's face that I'm looking at in the YouTube live chat, and so it's just like my dad's head like over and over and over again, and it's kind of terrifying. I love it though. Compadre. Someone Pilkey. Dav Pilkey. Okay, I think Turkey's wrong. Which, because this is that's Dav, right? Dav's his name. Oh my gosh, you guys, thanks for tuning in. I think that's gonna call it for today. Okay, so this would be polar if it's from the Arctic, and then compadre, amigo. Oh, T stands for tomato. Aha, I see. I don't know why I thought it was turkey, bologna, or bacon lettuce turkey. Tomato. Meditation method. Yoga? No. Toga? Yoga feels like it fits, obviously. I feel like that's not... I mean, yoga is hard. I wouldn't say that's like a meditation method. Oh, but spa day. I see. Okay, so it is yoga. I wouldn't do yoga to meditate personally. Pinches pennies. I'm starting to think this is wrong. One of these things ain't like the other. The Queen of the Nile. I'm gonna take away Cleopatra. But I feel confident about this. So pinches pennies, like stingy, a grump. Alternative to axe or brut. What is a brut? Poetical units are lines, stanzas, pose, poetical units, bars, colossal amount, a ton. Personalized and sizing. Home of China and India is Asia. Relaxing soak is a bath. Former student is an alum. Thurman, Uma Thurman. So it's not Webb. It's not Webb, guys. Uma Thurman. Cow sounds, moos. Woodwind in a jazz band is an alto sax. Thank you, middle school band days. Pays no heed to is ignores. Calves, kitten, and cubs are young. Grocery conveyances. Is that just costs? Or carts? I think of convoy when I think of conveyance. Per person is each. Sail the seven seas. A fan of. Into. Not another peep out of view. Nickname for Lincoln is. What's a nickname for Lincoln? Honest Abe. Duh. Oh my gosh. If I had spent any longer on that, I would have cried. Film incorrectly announced as Best Picture before Moonlight was La La Land, which means Shine is wrong. Have you seen that clip? That is one of the craziest clips I think I've ever seen. Is them saying Best Picture, La La Land, them all going up there starting to thank their families, and then saying actually it was wrong. Moonlight, you guys won. Like, what an absolute... A patootie is your tush. I love that. That is an absolute crazy mistake to make. Mom and dad are parents. Kind of party for men only is a stug. It rhymes with grug. What is a kind of party for men only? Thinking like a gentleman's club or something. Wear away as soil is erode, which means this is wrong. A food embankment. What often follows a noun is a verb. Pennsylvania City on a Great Lake is Erie. Ear-to-ear expression is a grin. Office missive. Not sure. Cohort that grew up with the internet. A iPad kid? Cry at a bullfight. Ole! Arg! Fix as an outcome. Like to stack the odds. Okay, let's go back. We have more to fill in now. Like a baby's bottom. Cute. Small. Flat. Queen of the Nile. Could it be Cleo? Take a load off. Sit. Okay. Most desired group of invitees are the altruism. Utah, home to National Zion Park. Didn't know that. In my opinion is IMO. Make a digital image of is to scan. Okay. Race of mythical beings in fantasy fiction are fae. Okay, that's how you call like fairy folk. Some R-rated material is erotica, but I would consider that X-rated material potentially. I guess it didn't have to be. Craftsmanship, art. You were right about that. Glimmer is to gleam. Government rule is a rule. A law, and starting point for Tropicana or Florida's natural juice is orange, but I don't know what comes after orange. Orange bush, orange tree, and then yikes, or phonetically a hint to like oh something. It's oh something, you know. Pinches pennies is to dude, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Alternative to axe or brut or brute. What is it? Poetical units. That's gonna be the section that trips me up today. I can feel it. How long have I been on this? 18 minutes. Okay, it's fine. We're doing fine. Flood embankment. Oh, why did I think it said food embankment? What is a flood embankment? A levee? A office oh, a memo. Okay. Cohort that grew up with the internet. Still don't know. Arg. Gah. I mean, it could be just gah. Fix as an outcome. Okay, we're quickly back here, which means we're getting into a bit of a pickle. Oh wait, this is Orange Grove. Okay, so the 4 words are Olive Garden, Olympic Games, Opera Glasses, Orange Grove. So it all starts with OG. They're all 2 words that go OG. So it could be OGs. Oh. That's clever. OGs. Oh, and this would be to fix. It would be to rig. Okay, we're getting somewhere with that. I'm not getting anywhere with this. What, like a baby's bottom? that feels like a phrase, you know? Like, it's like smooth as a baby's bottom is the only thing I like think of with that. Queen of the Nile. I think of Cleo again because that like fits. The most. What if it's not a ton for a colossal amount? And like I'm throwing all of this off. But I don't know what would go there. Most desired group of invitees. The something. Government rule. Wreck. Pinches pennies. You scramps. Why do I feel like scramps? You know? Scramps. Is that like a way to say that? Alternative to axe or brut. Spice. Add spice. Oh wait, those are Old Spice. Those are deodorants. Right? Yes. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I think it's Cleo. Well, this has to be an S because poetical units is plural, which means this is going to be plural. Poetical units. I don't know. But the most desired group of invitees are the alas. I'm still lost there. Oh, okay. So maybe it's soft like a baby's bottom. And maybe this is Cleo. I don't know about poetical units being fees, but we'll stick with that for now, which means this is probably scramps or scrimps. It's one of those letters. And then a food embankment is a levy. I was right. Flood embankment is a levy. Cohort that grew up with the internet is a who's a cohort that grew up? Gen Z. Okay. I know that's wrong, but the problem is somewhere up here. I-O-U. A-E-I-O-U. Okay, so we're in trouble because that's not going in correctly. VIP? Where? Soft like a baby's bottom, I think is right. Cleo sounds right again. Let's see, let's just go through. Spa day, soft like a baby's bottom, cab, tomato, Cleo, which isn't the informal way to say Cleopatra, USA, Olive Garden, sit, wag. I don't know what the most desired group of the invitees are. And I also don't know about fees, but that would be the only... I don't know. There's something off here. Utah, Roma, makes sense. Capital of Italy. In my opinion, Olympic Games, iPhoto, scan, Faye, right? Yes. Custom fit. Yeah. Neo Soul, Erotica, 10, Snap, Truths. Opera glasses, I think I just found that somewhere deep in my soul. Rio, yeah. 6. Art, Shel Silverstein. Government rule, is that short for regulation? Maybe? Gleam, Veto, Era, Orange Grove, Maiden, Lint, Rib. B. Like, this is all right. The problem is somewhere up here. Poetical units. Feels, feet. Because Old Spice is definitely right, and these are definitely right, but I don't know about these two. So, we're so close. I don't want to, like, we've gone through this whole thing. I don't want to use any hint, because I feel like we're, like, right there. Fee. Hello, Super Gaming Texan. We're so close to beating this word crossword, but I am stuck on these last, like, 3 words. Poetical units, scrimps, or scramps, pinches pennies, and most desired group of invitees are the all-lists. The L's. It's not shrimps. Scramps. Maybe it's scramps. Nope. What if we try it with E? This has to be a vowel. I refuse to believe it's anything else. Please. Please. Oh! Oh my gosh. Oh. Victory. Victory. Oh my gosh. Actually, no hints. Holy cow. Poetical units are feet. The A-list. The A-list. And then scrimps. It was like shrimps. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, that is something to be excited about. Also, why is my, like, is it just me or is my camera really, like, red? Hold on. Do I have, like, a, here. Hold on. Let me, that's not helpful. Are you better? Do you feel better? Oh, that is so much better. I was like, why am I so blown out? Yeah, it's really weird. Boom. Boom, baby, boom. Wow. Okay. Well, no, don't do that yet. Congrats to us. We actually beat, well, we didn't beat them all because the connections beat our butt, but we fixed stuff. What am I trying to say? We beat the New York Times games. That's great. And now what I want to do is I want to react to the Zootopia 2 teaser trailer because I have not seen it yet. I have waited to watch it just with you guys. And I know almost nothing about this movie other than one new actor that they're adding to it. And that's about it. So without further ado, A-list. Thank you. Thank you. We got there eventually. Yes, the first one is a great one. It's a great Disney one. And so I want to watch the teaser for this new one, and let's just talk about what we think. But first things first. Here we go. Okay. Oh, beavers. Wait, are those otters? Maybe they're just beavers. Okay. Cool. Okay. Oh. Okay. Wow. That's a lot. Zootopia 2. Only in theaters. November. Okay. Okay. Well, not much to go off of story-wise here, but I guess that's to be suspected from a teaser. But there do seem to be a lot of little details going on that I would like to look at, to kind of see if we can theorize what's going on here. That's funny. Cat Zio, over 250 housing roars, king of the musical jungle. That's very funny. The one thing I do know about this is that smash that play button. I know that Ke Huy Quan, who, if you don't know, he was the kid in the Goonies and the second Indiana Jones, and he's been getting back into the acting world. He just won an Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Anyways, he's the voice of the snake, which makes me excited because I like him a lot as an actor, and I think he has a very expressive voice. Again, like I said, not too much going on here that I can tell story-wise, other than it seems like both Judy Hopps, who is not wearing her cop uniform, and Nick Wilde, they both seem to be on the run, being with this snake guy from the cops, which is interesting because both Nick and Judy, by the end of the first one, are put into the police force, which is interesting that that's not the case here. And then it looks like we're going to a few different worlds. I thought this was an otter at first, but I think he's just a beaver, and I think these guys are just seals, but I can't be too mad because the first one had otters. I kind of forgot about that, but the whole person they were trying to find was an otter. But looks like we've got an underwater setting, we've got an ice setting where we can be like ice them, and the people that they'll be running from here, and then this cool kind of Japanese we got some yodelers back here, kind of pretty setting. The desert feels like almost like a different video game levels, and then a party with a lot of stuff going on here. I obviously saw the zebra being Darth Vader here. Yeah, it just looks like there's a lot going on. And then what looks to be maybe the true villain of this, in this crazy looking, this might just be the big city, but in dramatic lighting. He kind of looks like the guy from Puss in Boots: Last Wish. Kind of looks a little bit like that kind of guy. He seems to be the menacing one. And then we have just a flash through of all these characters that we either have seen or have not seen before. Looks like she's still in play. This guy's new. Don't recognize him or her. Don't recognize Grisby. Looks like an anteater. I recognize that guy from the first one. The polar bear, the parents. Yeah, there's just a lot. Mr. Duke Weaselton. A lot of characters going on here. A manatee, armadillo, panda, hippo, those guys. Oh, these are the yodelers. That's fun. Oh, he's back from the first one. Porcupine. I don't know what you're supposed to be, like a naked mole rat maybe, but just a little less ugly. You look like Rango, and then whoever this evil guy is, and then that's it. That's what we got. So interesting stuff. Again, really like the first Zootopia, so I'm kind of excited for this. What was the last film Disney put out for animated film? It would have released in November. Oh wait, it was Moana 2. Moana 2 was the last film they put out. And I have not seen that, but my siblings went to watch it and said it was not very good. So hopefully this will be a better sequel. A very different feel, a lot more action. Yeah. Sea lions, of course. Death crosses all dimensions. Yeah, Moana 2 being terrible. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I am sorry. But moving right along, again, I'll probably try to revisit that when there's like a bigger trailer going on. But no, shut up. Sorry. I'll revisit that when there's a more clear trailer. But I had the cool opportunity to watch something really special at SCAD last Friday. And that special thing that I would like to talk about with you and review and kind of have a conversation about, hold on. Let me type the thing. Let me type it. Is I on Friday got to watch an early advanced screening of the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie. I got to see it. And they were literally like before no filming, no recording. If anyone catches you, like we're kicking you out of here. Cause this hasn't even been released in theaters yet. It doesn't come out for another like 2-3 weeks. Yeah. Like literally like 3 weeks. So I got to see this movie. I was really excited. I didn't know what to think going into it. And we're going to watch the trailer first so we can get in the vibe. And then I will tell you my experience watching this. So, yes, let us do that. Let me pull it up. Boom. Okay. Let's just watch this, go through. Here we go. DreamWorks' first live-action remake.
Descendants of the finest dragon fighters from everywhere the Vikings ever traveled. These beasts are a threat to all of our lands. It's time, Hiccup.
I have to kill you. I will, because I'm a Viking. Hear that? I'm a Viking! It's okay. I won't hurt you.
He looks so cute.
Maybe they're not as bad as we think they are.
In case you forgot, our parents' war is about to become ours. Figure out which side you're on.
I love when they do that in trailers, when like someone's hitting something or like doing some action and it lines right up with the music, like a
We've killed hundreds of us!
And we've killed thousands of them! Toothless, no! He's a friend! You all need to see this. I'm not one of them.
Wow, you've lost everything. Your father, your tribe, your best friend. What are you gonna do about it?
Probably something stupid.
Well, you've already done that.
It's something crazy. What's up to us?
Us?
It's Stick with me.
Oh yeah.
You ready? Come on! Here it comes!
Oh yeah.
The terrible terror!
It's like the size of my...
Boom. June 13th. Be there or be square. How to Train Your Dragon live action. What did I think of this movie? Well, going in, didn't know what to expect. Disney's the only one that's ever like remade their oh gosh. Sorry. Disney is the only one that I know that's ever remade their live action movies. So this was like brand new, you know, first time anyone outside of Disney had tried it. And I was like, you know, what are they going to do with this? You know, How to Train Your Dragon is so like beloved, but also like why choose this one specifically? DreamWorks has a lot of movies. This wasn't their first animated movie. So like, you know, I just had a lot of questions going in. And I'll tell you what, don't be a square. There's no need to be a square. I'm not lying when I say this. This might possibly be the best live action remake I have ever seen. And I say that not knowing exactly how to feel in saying that, but I say that honestly. Because no lie, if you've seen the first one and it's like a really important movie to you, they stick so closely to that first movie. Like it's 20 minutes longer and there are like extra scenes or like additions onto scenes, but it is pretty much word for word, shot for shot, like it is the animated movie but in live action, which I have never seen. You know, always like the movie, you know, that goes to live action that I've seen, it takes a different direction, or it focuses more on a character, or it changes the dialogue and it's like, oh, but there's that scene. This is like every single scene you're like, oh wait, I've seen this before. Like he's gonna say the thing, he's gonna, like, they stick to it, they add, you know, some comedic moments, but like also just the art direction, like the dragons look amazing. You know, the world looks amazing. It feels like you're in this other world of Berk. And it feels epic. It feels amazing. And it's like, I don't know, it's an experience that can't really say I've had before, because it's like, I don't know, it's like when you see something you recognize in a movie, like a Marvel movie, that you're like, oh, they did the thing. You know, like, oh, he said, you know, on your left, like he said the thing. It's like that, but for every single scene of the movie, it's like, oh, they did the thing. Let's see how they do this, because they're sticking to the same script, which is crazy. Now, a few notes here that I noticed and kind of looked up after the fact. The only actor from the first one is Gerard Butler, who plays Stoic, Hiccup's father. He's the same actor in the first and this one. This not only is DreamWorks' first live action movie, but it is the first live action remake, not their first live action movie, but their first live action remake. This is the first live action remake that I've seen and that I believe has been made where it's making it off of 3D animation and not 2D animation, which I think does make a difference in how we perceive it. You know, it makes a difference in how it's made and in how like we think about shots and like having 3D space. Like they've never made a live action movie off of a 3D animated movie that I can think of. And if they have, I'm sorry, I'm missing it. But they did that here. And so that was really cool. It made the theater experience so awesome, because it's like, oh, this is what I know from animation, but it looks cool. Like it looks cool on a new level, and it looks different, and it's like it's so strange, you know? It's like, and I say strange, and I say it like kind of cautiously because it's like, I don't know how to feel about it, you know? Cause like, I don't know, the animated movie is so good, and my hope would be that this only elevates that, you know? But I was like, I've been talking about it with people, and I've been debating in my own head, like, obviously the logic for studios behind live action remakes is make more money and use the thing that we know is good and has worked in the past to bring that to people's attention again. But does it take something away from the animators? Are the original creators, well, maybe not the writers, because the writer of the original is the one directing this, which is probably why it's so close to the source material, but are the original animators, are they getting work on this movie for like the CGI dragons? Are they getting paid at all for their work? Because so many times in the movies, or so many times in this movie, like the Toothless especially, will have emotion or will do something that is like identical to how it was in the original animated movie. And maybe that's just them like mimicking it really well. But at the same time, it's like, you know, was that their original idea, or was that just, you know, they're getting paid to recreate something someone else did? It's a crazy thing to think about because there's not many things like it. So it's like I had a great time watching this movie. Like I really loved it and I want to see it again. But do I respect it as much as the original How to Train Your Dragon? Let's put it this way. If you had never seen either of these movies and you asked me which one you should watch, I would tell you to go watch the animated one. Because even though this is live action, that animated one is the reason they're making a live action one, you know? And I still think the voice actors from the original are great, you know? Like, I think the original voice actors are better in that. And it's just like, I don't know, there's this weird thing where it's like you have to make it not animation to get people to think it's like an adult, like a more adult thing, or like not a kid's movie. I don't know. I disagree with that, but it's like, I've never seen something like this. I've never seen something be remade so closely to this level. And obviously, because the writer's directing it, you know, that's definitely something he had to stick to and have a vision where it's like, no, we're going to do the work and we're going to do the difficult work of like making this again, this, you know, and look the same, but in live action. So I don't know, but my prediction for this movie when it does come out is that it's going to be super successful. I think people are going to watch it and love it and be like, this is an amazing remake. But it still begs the question of like, you know, why make it if it is the same? And I don't have an answer to that question. It's a hard question, and it's like, how do you feel about live action remakes in general? I've always felt okay about the Disney stuff just because, you know, they've never gotten something for me that feels like as good or close to as good. Like, it feels like it can be its own separate thing because they're doing different things with it, and I can be like, well, that was nowhere near good as the original, but I like it for these reasons. This one is entering a new territory where it's like, it matches the original in like the story and the pacing and the shots. Like, it matches that. And I want to say, like, I can see this as a completely different thing, except that they made it like barely different at all. So I don't know. Like, I love the original movie and I still do. This doesn't take away from that, but like, you know, what if someone sees this, or a kid sees this one for the first time and they had never seen the original, and now this is their first experience to the How to Train Your Dragon, and they like are like, I don't like the animated movie as much. And obviously that's taste, but does that take something away from the original creators? I don't know. But all that being said, I think I need to just go ahead and write the review, and be okay with the fact that I don't have that answer. And I need to really come from a place of, did I enjoy the movie? You know, I think that's what's really important. Did I enjoy the movie? So let's, you know what we got to do. Yes, quite right. Yes. How to Train Your Dragon. When did I watch this? I watched it on Friday. Yes, but of course. Is that correct? Yes, but of course. I got to see this film at an advanced screening, and it blew my expectations out of the water. Never have I seen a live action remake stick so closely to the source material. It almost became an experience of spot the difference, because they replicated the shots and performances so accurately. I will always and forever hold the original where it belongs, as superior. But that being said, I can't discredit this movie for what it is. The studio obviously has their reasoning behind this incredibly popular IP being revamped, but the creatives behind it clearly adore the source material and didn't want to dishonor it or try to make it better by changing plot lines. They knew that the best they could do was make it as close as they could to the original masterpiece. And that experience was a wonderful one. If animation studios are going to continue to make things in live action, a new contender has set the bar in my book. Beautiful visuals, stunning dragons, and decent performances lead the way. It's up to you to follow. Rating? 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 I don't know what to put. I'm gonna put 4 or 5. Hold on. I need to separate window. I need to see something. What did I put on the original? If I genuinely put something better, then I'm gonna be sad with myself. What did I put on the original? I put on the original also 4.5 stars, which I'm now boosting up to 5 stars so that I can feel better about myself writing 4.5. It was great. I'm not kidding. It was great, and you should watch it. And that's all I have to say about that. You should watch it, and then we can both scratch our heads at what the heck, how the heck do I feel about this, you know? But yeah, that's How to Train Your Dragon. Noah, you had some things to say. Let me read that real quick. Just came back. Don't know if anyone said anything about it, but when it comes to remakes of iconic movies, it has a thin line to cross with how much has changed because of the diehard fans. Otherwise, you have OG fans that riot over it being different, but new people have that choice of if it is better than the original animated film. Plus, people like me who didn't see it originally when it first came out in theaters be able to get the goosebumps with the soundtrack playing it again, but in a theater setting, which will be fun. That is true. That is true that you get to kind of relive this experience in the theater. And as long as it doesn't try to claim to be better than the first one, like if we see a trailer in a couple of weeks where they put like a critic saying better than the first, then I know they're coming from the wrong place. But as long as they understand that this is not better than the first one and they're putting themselves there, then I'm okay with it, you know? But yeah, go watch that when it comes out and tell me what you think, because I thought it was really cool. It's so cool. It is so cool. But alas, what else was I gonna do? Okay, so I did wanna watch one other trailer because I did watch one other movie this weekend. Hey, shut it. 'Twas a banger. 'Twas a banger. There's one more movie. Well, two more movies, but one more movie I want to watch the trailer for and talk about in depth. And that is a little movie that I had never seen before until earlier this week, a couple of days ago. And that movie is G-Force. Does anyone know? Is anyone familiar with this movie? Anyone privy to this 2009 treat? 'Tis the good stuff. You know, I think we should just watch the trailer and we'll go from there. You know what I mean? This is the most 2000s movie, 2000s soundtrack on Earth.
Agent Darwin, status report.
I have a visual on Saber. He's wearing a $6,000 suit, $50,000 watch, and according to my infrared scope, Hanes, size 36, tidy whities.
Blaster, Juarez, time to get this party started.
Don't you wish your blowtorch was hot?
They were an elite team of animal spies, known as G-Force.
They were an elite team of animal spies, known as G-Force.
Until the government shut them down.
What about my team?
Since they're guinea pigs, why don't you send them where they belong?
Now, the FBI's pet project will find themselves in their natural habitat.
Welcome, my friends, to the family.
What is the bathroom?
Well, for me,
Pretty much where you're standing.
Oh, it's nasty!
Excuse me, my incarcerated little friend.
Do not cross that line! We agreed this was my zone,
boy.
right?
Right?
Bucky, the mice will agree to anything. You guys are all idiots, right?
Right!
Mooch, go find Ben and report our location. You all right?
Good. I don't like when my fly is down.
This summer,
Are we ready?
when the threat is real,
It's not easy to take over the world.
We need to find a way out of here.
a new breed of hero will rise in Disney Digital 3D.
3D.
Darwin,
Come on. It's not working. James Bond never had these problems.
Blaster,
This is gonna be awesome.
Blaster.
Pretty sure this is animal cruelty. But I love it.
Juarez,
I can fit bows in her hair. You try to put a bow on me, you're gonna lose a finger.
Hurley,
Oh, my stomach doesn't do well with action-adventure. Yuck, disgusting. Roll down the window.
These things don't have windows, Hurley.
G-Force.
G-Force.
In Disney Digital 3D.
Disney Digital 3D.
Blaster, do something.
What do you suggest I do?
Poop in his hand. Poop in his hand.
No. We don't need another one. Okay, so G-Force, right? Listen, I'd never seen this movie. This came out when I was 4, and somehow I didn't see it. We watched it really late. I forget what night it was, and my roommate, my buddy Rowan, he was just like, this is the best film of all time, and this is my favorite film, and we have to watch it. And so us being the... Sorry, someone's at the door. Come in. Come in, please.
What'd you say about G-Force?
What? No, I'm just talking about G-Force right now.
Did you say something bad about G-Force?
I was saying that you were saying it was the best movie of all time.
Yeah.
And I hadn't gotten to my review yet. Just tune into the stream and you'll see what I think about it.
But you're gonna say good stuff only about it.
Yeah, no. For sure. Probably. So that's the idea.
You promised me, right?
I cross my heart and hope to die. So that's anyways, that's what I'm dealing with. Sorry, I just had to lock my door real quick. So G-Force, as I was saying, what a absolute banger of a movie. I think we should just get right to the review. I think we should just get right into that review time. You know what I'm saying? Like, why waste our time doing anything other than reviewing it? You know, it's we got to make sure it's... Oh, where'd my thing go? You get over here. Okay, review or log. Everything's fine. Let's get on our review glasses. Here we go. Even for a late 2000s movie, this is one to be cautious of. The idea is so simple, and yet I can't imagine putting this into my brain as a 4-year-old child. The damage it would cause, the unbridled brain rottage that would occur is unfathomable. Anyone who watched and enjoyed this as they grew up must be the worst kind of loony. Like dirt in my ears, wax in my head. Redonkulous. This is a crime against humans, guinea pigs, and gerbils. I can't believe this was only made 16 years ago. Lord help you. Zach Galifianakis. And Moles. Galifianakis. That's not really the vibe I was going for, but I'll take it. No, we'll do this. What else do I want to say? At one point, some one-liner was so bad, I physically crawled under the couch I was sitting on and hid myself from this world. I gotta wrap this up. Hold on. Hid myself from this world. Nothing could have prepared me for what I faced. Just a second. Just one momento. Nothing could have prepared me for what I faced. Why did they try to make that guinea pig sexy? Please, why? Everyone, close it out. Close it out. Don't look at it. Don't think about it. Not a word. Coming. Yes. Okay, I think we're in the clear. Oh. I just got a message. Hold on. Wait, can I, wait, can I, what does this mean? I think that's fine. You know, roommates, we kid. We have our moments, you know, and it's just like, we have our bits. This is a good bit. I'm gonna put this over here. We're fine. This is a bit. I'm gonna lock. Sorry, sometimes you just want to lock your doors after you sleep. Before you sleep, I should say. Anyways, that was that. Are you guys okay? Do you feel, don't question the sleep, okay? How are you all doing? Everyone feel safe and secure in their homes? Everyone feel good? Yeah, you know, I don't sleep too well anyway, so like sleeping with one eye open is not too hard for me. So it's like it'll be fine is my thinking. And you know, Rowan's a reasonable guy. You know, he's not He's not a murderer. He's not he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that to me. He wouldn't do that. Anyways, guys. There's one other film I wanted to talk about. And I don't think hold on, let me look at something. And it's not if Rowan is onto my location. I'm not going to show the trailer for this because I don't know, it might be too graphic for this for this stream. I did have one other like really cool but crazy experience this weekend, and that was on Saturday. Do I have on Saturday I had the chance to watch a documentary called No Other Land, and it was the documentary that won at the Oscars, that is about the current war going on right now in Israel and Palestine. More specifically, it was about this like Palestinian family who was fighting to keep their home. Very heavy stuff, very hard stuff. But what was really interesting about it, the interesting part about it is that you can't watch this movie anywhere in the US for a lot of national political reasons. The US is allies with Israel, and so any sort of media that portrays Israel in not a good light is not something that they want shown. So you can't like buy this movie or see it, but a club that was at SCAD was showing it, and so I got to see it. And I think all I'll say about it is that if you get the chance, that you should see it. I don't know when that chance would be, that there's not a lot of opportunities for that. But I just think it's important to keep yourself aware of what's going on in the world and get like several different perspectives on it, But anyways, just wanted to share that as well. That was like, and again, it won the Oscar. Like, it's a 5-star documentary just simply because of the fact that they were filming during everything and still put that together despite the dangers. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me and very inspiring. But that being said, we are moving right along to what were we gonna do today? Mario Kart? No, we're not doing Mario Kart, but I guess I should say that I have a script. Oh wait, I don't have it physically, but I have it on my computer. I have a script. Yes, it doesn't feel right, Mr. Texan, but this is the world that we live in. And it plays very well into the theme of Soul Reader, which is all about truth and revealing truth and what is truth. So remember how last stream we wrote a short film version of a scene that we could have within it? Well, I made some edits between Thursday and yesterday when I actually submitted it and talked about it. The critique in class wasn't the most helpful. I mean, I think my fellow students liked it, but the professor didn't give me a whole lot to go off of as far as like what he thought of the story and stuff. He just kind of gave me some critiques on like some little action dialogue stuff. So that was unfortunate. I wanted to like hear what I actually needed to change, but I want to read it to you, the updated version, as we are gonna head in and start like planning out the beat sheet for the Soul Reader pilot. I want to kind of read through this and see what we think. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I changed a bunch of the dialogue, and I changed a big part of what I changed was the question that they were asking the whole time, which was where is Mr. Reed, or who is Mr. Reed, something like that. And I showed it to my roommate Carlos, and he pointed out something that I just missed completely, which is at the end, the big reveal is like Sam is also Mr. Reed. And we were kind of thinking like, well, Mr. Reed could be Sam's father. But he asked the question where it's like, if Sam's name, his full name is like put in the papers and like it's known, Sam Reed is a known guy, then why would they be asking, where's Mr. Reed, and not like, where's your father? You know, why would they say it like that? You know, and that critique made a lot of sense to me. And I was like, oh yeah, the question I think needs to be different, and doesn't work as well for this. So I did change that question. I changed a bunch of the dialogue. So let's go through it, and let's just read what we have so far. Jeez, that's a lot. Can you chill out a little bit? Is that good volume? Let me move right over. So this is what we got. This is our short concept for Soul Reader. Can we get like some brooding music, maybe? Can we get some music that fits the tone? No copyright. Brooding music. Maybe that'll work. Well, that's like space stuff. That's gonna get like really loud. No copyright. Dark ambiance. Oh, there we go. All right, here we go. Interrogation room night. Sam, a wry, handsome devil with a brown tweed jacket, awakes with his head on a metal table. He sits up and winces. His hands are cuffed together and chained to the floor. His face is beaten. His eyes dart in every direction. The room comes into focus. A one-way mirror to his left, brick wall to his right. The only door is out of reach. A security camera hangs in the corner. He pulls at the rusty chains again. Briggs, a lean hothead, speaks through the intercom. How did your father die? Sam looks at the one-way mirror. His reflection stares back. Who are you? My question first. Oh, sure. First you beat me, then you won't even look me in the eye. Gangbangers. Observation room night. Sam looks towards the one-way mirror. Two men stand behind it. Briggs holds a microphone. Gavin, surly and well-built, stands by with a pistol holstered. I'm looking at you right now. How did your father die? Gavin writes on a notepad on the desk. Sam stretches out in his chair. Interrogation room night. Static is heard through the intercom. Two voices whisper indiscernibly on the other side. Sam moves his chair and makes a loud screech. Hey, when you get in here, could you grab me coffee and ibuprofen? Terrible headache. Black with 2 sugars is fine. Sam. Hey, friend. I don't know what you want or why you felt the need to drag me in here, but you got me. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, and you're not getting anywhere hiding behind that glass and your muscular accomplice there. Observation room night. Briggs and Gavin look at each other. Briggs covers the microphone. How does he know? Don't look at me. I've been here same as you. Right. Okay. I'm going in. We have orders. No contact under any circumstances. He's chained to the damn floor. I won't get close enough to give him the chance. Just keep watch and shut it down if anything happens. Trust. He shoves the microphone into Gavin's hands. Gavin nods. Interrogation room night. Sam taps a slow rhythm on the table. He closes his eyes. His head twitches. Faint echoed chatter overlaps in his head. Among the whispers. Among it. Within it, only one phrase is clear. Get answers. Briggs opens the door. The voices stop. All right, Sam. Here I am. Let's talk. Where's the coffee? We ran out. Briggs grabs a chair out of the corner and sits as far from Sam as he can. Sam chuckles. What's the matter? Worried you'll catch something? Something like that. Look, if that's what this is about, you can just forget it. Those stories were sensationalized then and they're sensationalized now. Believe me, I wish I could do even half of what they've claimed about me. People don't like to admit it, but sometimes the miraculous is far easier to believe than the truth. And what's the truth? I'm simply a great reporter. Okay then, genius. How did these sensational rumors get started, There's a nugget of fact in there somewhere. Ego, I'd say. And the nugget you're looking for? Hard work, persistence, and natural talent. Makes jealous heads turn. Right. They're the ones with ego. Takes one to know one, friend. Are we friends now? No. Maybe we're more than that? It's hard to say. I've never been kidnapped before, but I'm feeling a connection already. Or wait, maybe that's the concussion talking. I don't even know your name. Briggs shifts his chair closer. Sam eyes him up and down. He wears a dark button down with a shirt pocket. He cracks his knuckles and leans in. Sam's breathing quickens. What do you know? Could you be more specific? I'm a big Nat Geo guy myself. For instance, did you know that a blue whale's heart is so big you can swim inside of it? Did you know you're a fucking moron? Briggs stands up and kicks his chair over. Sam closes his eyes for a moment. Briggs does not speak, yet his voice is heard clearly. Get answers. Sam locks eyes with him. Geez, where'd the reverence go? Just shut the hell up. Briggs puts his hand to his ear. I'm handling it. Wait for me. Well, excuse me, I didn't realize you already had dinner plans. Enough already. How did your father die? Did you know that cows can actually develop best friend relationships with each other? They get stressed out when they're separated. Briggs slams his hands on the table. Answers. Is that really what you want? Yes. Correct, sir. But not from me. Sam looks back to the mirror. From your partner. Observation room. Sam looks straight through to Gavin. Gavin speaks into the microphone. Briggs, abort right now. Let me do my gosh darn job, Gavin. When it's your turn, you can come in here and shoot him. He's scared. Interrogation room. Night. Briggs whips his face back to Sam. Shut up. He's scared you'll find out. Briggs, abort. One more word from either of you. 12 years, right? I swear if this is another fun fucking fact. Partners for 12 years. Recruited right out of college. Same graduating class. What? Trust, a hard thing to build, especially when it's broken every step of the way. But when two cows with a similar pattern form a friendship, it makes the world seem a lot smaller. Safer, right? Pause. The music is back. What are you talking about? Who did you talk to? But lately your fellow bovine hasn't been as transparent with you. Neither has your heifer back home, huh? He points at Briggs' hand. There's a small tan line left by her ring. You pay a hefty price to keep that one quiet. So for folks who lead such quiet lives, opportunities to stray from the cattle are few. Makes you wonder, how far from the farm could she really have strayed? Briggs, get out of there now. What are you getting at? Sam leans across the table. You want the answer, right? Keeps you up at night. But if you dare ask him and you're wrong, well, there goes your trust. Briggs! But what if you're protecting something he's already broken? I'm done listening to you. That's what she said before she left, right? You son of a bitch. Briggs throws a punch at Sam. Sam takes the hit and grabs his arm. They lock eyes. A pulse reverberates through the room. Time seems to slow. Everything is hazy but Sam and Briggs. Neither move a muscle. Is it the truth? Truth's the only language I speak, friend. Sam lets go. The room re-enters focus. Briggs breathes heavy. What happened to your father? You tell me. Gavin barges into the room and aims his gun at Sam. Sam sits still and closes his eyes. Enough! Briggs tackles Gavin and beats him to the ground. Briggs, stop! He's in your head! You bastard! You lied to me! You drove her away from me! Gavin shoves Briggs off and slams him into the wall. Gavin goes to kick him. Briggs ducks out of the way and gets to his feet. Gavin reaches for his gun. The holster is empty. He looks up. Bang! Briggs shoots Gavin in the chest. He stumbles back and slumps to the ground. Sam opens his eyes. Briggs is at the edge of the table. He drops the gun. Sam reaches his arms around Briggs' neck and pulls the chains tight around him. Briggs kicks and struggles as his face turns purple. Come on, please, please, get away, get away, stop! Briggs goes limp. Sam loosens his grip and shudders. It's quiet apart from when the light flickers. Sam pulls Briggs up and reaches into his shirt pocket to find a small key. He unwraps himself and lets Briggs drop on the table. He unlocks the chains. Sam rubs his wrists and stands up. He checks Briggs' pulse. He sighs with relief. He walks to Gavin, who lies motionless. You earned it. Sam goes to leave when a vibration rumbles. He turns back to Gavin and listens close. He feels Gavin's pockets and pulls out a bloody phone that rings. He wipes the blood off on Gavin's pants and pulls it up to his ear. An unknown caller responds. Go for Gavin. So it's true then. They weren't lying when they said you were special. You know, my mom always said the same thing, and she's never wrong, so you're onto something. Who is this? 2 full-grown men, unraveled within minutes. You must feel the draw of it, the power. Mostly feel the hassle, and my wrists are sore, but I'm sure it made for a fun show. Sam looks up at the camera and waves. I'm not interested in spectacle, but you and I are alike in one regard. Affinity for animal facts? We see others for who they truly are, the intent of their hearts, lifting the veil of the soul, if you will. I won't, but thanks for calling to tell me so. Listen close. The path that lies ahead of you, it's narrow. Few walk it, fewer survive it. But after what I've seen today, well, I don't suppose you'll let anything get in your way. I'm not a killer. Tell that to your friend on the floor. What do you want? Same as you, to expose the truth, shape it, mold it, unleash it. On the other line, shouts and door knocks are heard in the distance. We'll be in contact. Wait, that's it? You're letting me go? Have a good night, Samuel. Tell your mother Dad says hi. The phone hangs up. Sam stands frozen for a moment. He drops the phone back onto Gavin. He grabs the gun, shoves it in his back pocket, and walks out of the room. Cut to black. There you have it. I said, there you have it. That is our Soul Reader short film. Yes, yes, yes. Throw me in the swear jar. See if I care. Yeah, so we did make a few changes. I think the ending works better for the short film and still keeps that cool twist kind of thing. And like I said, I didn't get a ton of great feedback in class, but I just realized that my gosh darn thing is wrong. Dun, dun, dun. But anywho, I didn't get a lot of great feedback in class, but I discovered something last night, which is that ChatGPT can read PDFs. And so I was curious, and I was like, hey, ChatGPT, if I give you a script I wrote, can you give me like a breakdown of it, like you were my professor, and tell me what is working well and what is not? And so it did, and I have the thing here, but it actually gave some really good feedback. And it was like, so I think you did this great. I think Sam is like a really clear, great character, and has a lot of like, clear draw. And then the recommendations that it gave, I thought were also really smart and that I could use to my benefit. It was like maybe clarify Sam's ability sooner just a bit so that we have a better understanding of what's going on with him. Briggs, you know, he needs more definition as a character, because right now he's just kind of like, you know, he's just kind of an adversary for Sam, but he doesn't really feel like a character in himself, which I agree with. And Gavin feels like he could be used more in the story since he's just kind of watching this whole thing, which I also happen to agree with. So that being said, I feel like there's a lot there. But the thing is that I was really excited to like keep reading this script, to keep going through it and keep going back and like, what can I make better here? What can I change with the dialogue here? So that's a good sign. That's a good sign that it, like, I'm feeling excited about that. Now, let me ask a question here to, you know, whoever has been following this for a minute. How does something like this, and not this scene exactly, not this short film exactly, but how does something like this, how would that feel as like the start of the show to you? You know, like if this was at the start of a show, would this be something that makes you want to keep watching? Like, obviously, I think it's probably a bit too much, too fast. And, you know, it's supposed to be nice and tight and a neat bow for the short film. So it's like, you know, it gives this greater sense of something bigger, and we introduce the unknown color immediately. I would definitely hold on to that. But, you know, how does that feel as like if that was the opening of a show? Gets you asking questions, a good hook. I definitely feel that as well. I think it's a good way to start, like, with it being really tense very quickly. Do you think you would want to watch it? Yeah, I'm just like, I'm debating for myself again, how early on in the show do we dive into Sam's powers, and how early on do we kind of go into his kind of downfall, you know, or his kind of like downward spiral into doing more and more like messed up stuff. But that's what we're going to try to help figure out today with a little thing we like to call a beat sheet. Who has ever heard of a beat sheet before? Let me pull it up real quick. I apologize. Oh, it was also really funny. Because I asked ChatGPT to like give me feedback like a professor. That's kind of what I asked. And it gave me all the stuff that I told you about, and then at the end it gave me an actual grade. It gave me an actual grade on my short film. It was like, you got an A-, and I was like, oh, I was not expecting that, but I appreciate that. But I thought that was really funny. Beatboxing? No. Wonder if the show would be able to keep up the energy. Start off fast. Yeah, it's a good question. And Caleb, thank you for the contribution of it's LeBron. Is it LeBron rhymes with Grug? I think that's some great insight there. Well, a beat sheet is basically... wrong screen. A beat sheet is essentially a very early version. Oh no, don't do that. A very early version of what we want to happen. So basically, it's not like writing a script. It's not writing dialogue or anything. It's just basically writing, here's what happens here, and here's what happens here, and here's what happens here. So it's kind of like going through the beats of something. And maybe I have an example one from one I did before, if I can find it. Which class was that in? That one? Yes. I can probably pull this up. Yeah, if I change the screen real quick. I change it to PDF Finder. Ooh. What would it be under this one? Yeah, except it's way too big, but that's the one. So I wrote a script for my intro to screenwriting class called Bloom, about a flower that comes to life and learns how to walk and kind of like break out of its roots. Very cute story, lots of sweetness, but this was my beat sheet for that, and it took a while to develop, which is why we're just like getting started with it today. But it was like outlining, okay, we want act 1, we want act 2 and act 3, and then here are the scenes we would have, and then in each scene what we actually want to happen. You know, Sprout looks at the world around him, Mom hums, Sprout asks what the world is like. So it's like not writing the dialogue, but it's writing like what they would talk about. And then like it's gonna drizzle, this is gonna happen, Al's gonna swoop in, and so kind of go through all the things. Yeah, so it's like story beats. Yep. So this is a good example, and I'm also in here outlining like these storytelling things, like the inciting incident. Now obviously this being a show, this is gonna structure a little different, but even within like one episode, each episode should have some sort of something like this: inciting incident, plot point 1, plot midpoint, plot point 2, climax, and the idea here, and then the denouement, which is a nice way of saying the resolution, fancy way. But it's like the inciting incident is kind of like what starts the story off. Plot point 1 is kind of like the point of no return. So once this happens, like once the hero goes out on the journey, or says yes, or does the thing, then there's like no turning back. The midpoint is like a point where you think maybe it's kind of like it's just like the middle of the story, really. And you can do a couple different things with that. And then plot point 2 is when it's either, is it the lowest point? I forget if this was my final one. It's either like the lowest point for the character, or it's where the character decides, despite everything, to stand back up and keep fighting. Let me see. But anyways, and then the climax, obviously we've heard these terms. But yeah, I mean, anyway, let me switch the screen back. And let me there it is. Hey buddy, come back. Yes, please stop this, please. Super Gaming Texan, you said, is creating an outline different from a beat sheet? This is the first time I've heard of it. Yeah, this is basically an outline. It's like an outline, but for screenwriting specifically. So the key things we need in here are we need our act 1. Let me zoom that in. Whoa. Act 1, act 2, act 3, and then within act 1 you have in red inciting incident and plot point 1. No, this would be within one episode. So like for the whole season and the whole series, they would have an even bigger one of these. But we've kind of gone through like, stuff that we think could happen, within each season, and we kind of plotted out this could be like our season 1 arc, you know, and these events could happen, you know, in no particular order, but we start knowing nothing. We establish that the dad is dead, he's in therapy maybe, and then realize that the dad's involved with the case, you know, and we have these different events that could happen. So this is like a bigger like season. We would have like a season beat sheet, but this would be just for this episode. And I'm really ready to start like honing in on this pilot and seeing like what the actual pilot's gonna be, because you know, we can plan the full episode all we want, but then eventually we gotta like just start writing, you know. So we have all that. Then we need the midpoint in Act 2 and plot point 2. And again, these aren't gonna be as clear as they are in like a short film or like a larger film, because it is like, you know, episode by episode. But let's see. And then what climax? Denouement. Did I spell that right? I think so. Yeah, so we just keep those in the back of our mind, and we start plotting out what could actually hippity happen. Now, let's say we start the script with like something like that short film we just wrote, you know. We could start our script easily with something like that. The question being, how much of that do we let on, you know? How much of that do we keep? But let me pull up. Oh, that's large. Let me pull it up. So like, this would be like, just for our sake, so we can have it written. Flash, or not flashback, flash forward. You know? And it'd be like, interior interrogation room. You know what I'm saying. I speak like this when I know what I say. I think to keep the kidnapping use of mystery powers, but just on a smaller scale. Yeah, I think this is, whatever this interrogation is where we want to end up at the end of this season, which means right now we need, you know, we're deciding in the pilot how far we want Sam to have progressed in his powers and progressed with knowing anything about his dad. So maybe Sam would be asking more of the questions of like, what do you know about my father, you know, because he's not going to know that his father could be alive or could not be alive. Let me review some things that we had said. Oh yeah, the Redeemers, we kind of came up with that. I was doing a fun thing on my notes app yesterday, and I was trying to think of the name of like our big bad guy, you know, the ultimate evil guy. And I was like, well, I called him Unknown Caller in this short film, and so I was like trying out different names that could be like an anagram of Unknown Caller, because I think that'd be like a fun thing to do. So you could have like Lance something, or Lancer. What was one that I put down? I had put like Lancer Walklun. You know, like, seems like a kind of gibberish name, but, or Lance Runlock. run long. You know, something like that. I think that would be fun. That would be very fun. But you know, we opened similarly, like Sam in chained up. Sam awakes in chains, you know. Briggs asking questions. It'd be interesting too, because we want to build in this like betrayal, and we put in like Sam kidnapped here and put it that okay, that would be cool. Like we put in a betrayal for one of his work friends, Boris. So maybe like Briggs could be Boris, or maybe Gavin could be Boris, and we like just change the story of their like how he gets to them, you know. Corruption, mom. Dun dun da 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 da. Sam awakes within chains. Briggs asking questions, man. Sam provokes him, and this is gonna be like very light right now, and then we'll go in and we'll add more details and more details and more details. You know, we start big and we go in smaller and smaller and smaller. You know what I mean? Sam provokes him. Briggs hits in. I don't know about the hit thing. Where's our we did that pretty well. Where's our power brainstorm? Oh, Bucky's takes over the multiverse. Interesting. Power. Abilities. The ability brainstorm, that's it. So we talk about, we want him to see the heart's intent. We want the heart posture. It's like, I feel the essence of a person. Just for a moment, their intent, their hope, their motivation, the posture of the heart, the deepest desire of one's soul. Here's the core desire, sees in fragmented text, smaller details. Debate over whether his abilities are supernatural versus genetic. Some say it's God-given, others say he's an incredible intuition. What's the extent of his abilities? Lack of control, details unclear. Closer he is with someone in proximity, the stronger the readings. Where do we start in his abilities process? He's had the ability, he knows about it, he can't control it. It's making itself more known. Reveal deeper depths about the power. Yes. So I want him to be able to have his ability without touching someone. However, I think he needs to earn it. There has to be a way he earns it each time. And I'm trying to think of what that way could be, you know, like, does he have to provoke some emotion from something? Does he have to get the person to say something they don't want to say? Like, what is gonna reach that person to where he can be like, and now I'm in, you know, and now I understand. Because like, it could go that he provokes him, like Briggs punches him, he has power. You're the one that hit me. It was you. I know it. Answer. Interrogation room. Night. Tonight. We know that by the end of Act 3, something we want to happen. Like, by the end, we want Sam takes the case, you know? He takes the case, which means that before that, he has to... Sam discovers his dad is related. Sees his dad's car. Does he have to earn it for each person? So no one-time upgrade. He has to attack the enemy correctly. Is that the idea? Yeah, that's the kind of idea. Is that based on the person, he has to break through some sort of barrier or do some sort of verbal jujitsu to get to a deeper level. Because like we want to build that he is intuitive and that he does have very like Sherlock capabilities to just gain this information without powers. But then how does he use that then to get more and to actually find the intent of someone's soul, heart, idea kind of thing. Something like that. Something like that. We want to... Sam sees his dad's car and follow. Let me ask a question down here. What do we want to accomplish in this pilot? Well, we want to introduce our main players, and that would be Sam, Mare, the mom's name was Nadia. Is that right? It's just been so long since I looked at it. Yeah, it's Nadia. We want to introduce Sam, Mare, and Nadia for sure, and Hudson. Sam, Mare, Nadia, Hudson, and Daniel, the dad. We want to introduce the family, you know, get an idea of who they are. Set up the main mystery, yeah. We want to establish Dan's death. And the aftermath. Gotta establish that. We want to establish Sam's reputation and job. You know, we want to establish he's a reporter, but he's also a reporter who has a lot of rumors running around about him. But maybe, see, this is the thing where I get back into like, we could do more of like understanding an origin story here, where like if Briggs says something like, yeah, your name's in the papers, and then we go back and this is like before his name is in the papers. But I don't know. I also like the idea of him having known about it, you know, and not knowing what to do with that. We want to introduce the main players. We want to establish Dan's death and the aftermath, establish Sam's reputation and job, and introduce or hint at a bigger conspiracy. Behind it all. Okay. Yes. Could be interesting though to not open it up just on the interrogation. Like that could be a cool opening for an episode potentially, but what if, you could also open up the show with the dad, either his death or a moment between Sam and the dad that also could establish there's something special about Sam. I think that like an opening like that is probably less gripping immediately, but it could establish like what a primary focus of the show is, which is Dan and finding Dan, or finding more about Dan. You know what I mean? I also had a weird idea just now that what if like at the beginning of every episode you saw a little bit more of what was happening in this part of the future, and then you got back into the episode and you're like still like, how do we get there, but something at that beginning part always relates to what's going on in the everyday kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But that might be too like trying to break format kind of thing, We don't have to establish that right now. Okay, so let's go. Where did I say this was like spitballing for like the bigger thing? Yeah, this was spitballing the bigger conspiracy, which is Dan was younger. He was recruited by his fire chief to infiltrate the Redeemers. The Redeemers. And Dan joins the organization whose goal is to control truth within the shadows as a mole, and they're trying to talk about, the illusion of free will. Then how does it relate to Sam's soul reading? Dan knew the day would come, so he built that in him. So Dan operates within that as a mole with the ultimate purpose of exposing their secrets. The Redeemers catch on, so he has to fake his own death for the safety of his family, but he leaves enough of a trail for Sam to ultimately find him so they can stop it. Ultimately stop it in all. Ultimately. Sam gets his father back. Dan's an accessory. Yeah, so that's like the bigger idea. I see. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So we want at some point in this episode, whether it's at the beginning or somewhere in the middle, to have like a chat with the therapist, because that would be a cool scene, and we could have Sam start to reveal who he is, so like I'm back. Therapy session. Work. Oh gosh, that scared me. I shifted and the Mike and Ike's bag fell over and That frightened me, guys. Guys, it frightened me. Therapy session. I'm feeling that, like, you know, whatever happens with the dad, like, we flash forward, like, he's been gone for a number of, like, months, you know, at least, like, 6 months, maybe. Like, I'm imagining, like, a 6 months later, and then we hop into how, like, Sam is still struggling with it, you know? Like, maybe we have, like, maybe we show some newsreels about the fire. Tie into those stories Sam's ability, you know, Sam not doing well at work or home. Sister comes in doing better. I shouldn't say sister, I should say her actual name. Mare comes in doing better. Mare suggests her therapist. Yeah. Sam investigates a case. Hee hee hee. Like, somewhere in here, like, boss gives Sam an easy case to deal with. Sam out. Goes with Boris, maybe. Who was the other person? We said that there was one other person in the that we wanted to specifically follow in the news station. Not the evil organization. Cause Boris is a bad, you know. Boris ain't too nice. Another background work friend. We didn't actually name them. Boris Baker. Richard Poe. Ricky Poe. Kathy. Locke. Kathy. Gibbons. Is that that's a last name, right? Gibbons? Thank you. Gibbons, that's it, yeah. Gibbons. Kathy Gibbons, coming in clutch. Other work friend. No, we're not. No. No preacher. Okay? Relax. Just relaxify yourself. Okay? Okay. Therapy session. Boss gives Sam an easy case to deal with. Sam goes within Boars to investigate. And this is where stuff can go down for this episode, where Sam interviews someone. His power is revealed. I'm curious. Let me go to that website, Script Slug. I wonder if they have a Sherlock script or like a psych script, so I can see how they write like when they're like seeing stuff and they highlight it with their eyes, kind of like. I'm curious if they have that. Psych. No psych. What about? Not that. Sherlock. Holmes. They do have some Sherlock stuff. That might be interesting to look at to see how they write that. But we could also implement some of that, you know. Therapy session. Boris gives Sam an easy case to deal with. Sam goes with Boris to investigate. Sam interviews someone. His power is revealed. See, the therapy session could be interessante. But, you know, we'll see how it fits in with everything else. His power is revealed. And that would more go like down here, probably like this. His power is revealed. And then this here, Sam going through Perp's documents. Sam sees his dad's car in the photo. Sam takes the case. Perp found dead in his cell. Yes. Uh-huh. His powers revealed. Father, son. Difficult moment. We need to establish his relationship with his sister, his mother, and his son, and a bit of his father. If he sees his dad's car or something like that, it would be nice to have like a flashback to what's going on with that, to like him and his dad, you know. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm starting to realize also why, like, in shows, usually, if they're rating them by episode, the pilot and the finale are usually the highest rated, and, you know, the ones in the middle vary, but you gotta think that, like, if it's like a spec script type of thing like we're doing now, whoever was trying to, like, get that made probably spent a whole lot of time, you know, ironing out that pilot so that it is like pristine. And then obviously the finale is usually big because that's what the season's been leading up to, so it's likely got like the most action or the most payoff, but that pilot has to be good to kickstart the rest of the show. So it makes a lot of sense, and I'm learning that more as I'm writing this and realizing that, like, you know, if I want to do it right, it's going to take a while, and it's going to take a lot of drafts, and it's going to take a lot of rewrites, but it's going to be worth it, you know. Gonna be worth it. Mayor comes in, doing better. That's what we want to say. Mayor comes in. Newsreels about the fire. Tie those in. Sam takes care of his mother. And I should say, we'll see how it shakes out, but we're shooting for around 60 pages on this, which, to be fair, is the longest script I will have ever written. But that's like the vibe, is like, 45 to 60 pages is the sweet spot when it comes to like a drama show like this. Let's see here. These are some good ideas for, oh gosh, where are we going? These are some good ideas for the start. I would like to like solidify now a little more of what's happening. And I would feel better about doing that if I would just actually define his ability. Because the ability, like, I'm hitting this point where I'm realizing more and more that, like, I am trying to balance a couple different things going on here. Like, I'm trying to balance this ability along with this case that's going on, along with his family, and I'm like trying to make it all happen and work. And I'm not giving up on that at all, but I'm trying to see like what parts of that need to be the focus and the priority, and what parts are less. Oh gosh, darn it! What parts are less important? Like priority is very key to figure out what we're aiming for here. See the heart's intent. How does it work? How does it work? I want it to be something unique. Like, I don't just want it to be, here, put your hands in my hands. I'm trying to give it a different type of vibe than just psychic. Focus is key. Yeah, but like you can't really, it's hard to like visualize focus, or like, I want it to be a thing where it's like the audience is also like watching and keeping track of like, if this thing happens, then he's in, so it's like he has to define it by something where it's like, I don't really know. But when it does work, but someone has to give me something real. Give me something. I know, yeah, like the tuning fork, but like, what does that mean, Like he hits the person on the head and boom, and has to match that frequency, Me saying focus about how many ideas you're juggling was in the script. I see. I got you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. I don't know. How does it work? When you talk to someone, you're not always listening to what they're saying. You're not really listening to them. You're using what they say Oh no! You're processing what they say. So you know how to respond. He can tune into others' intent or heart to hear things clearly. He tunes himself. He can clear. But how does he tune himself? Like, does he just do it in his mind? Does he do it through the conversation? How does he lock that in? If he's overwhelmed, he can't hear people at all. If other people are overwhelmed, he can hear them super well. I like where that direction is going, where the more expressive someone is, the easier it is for him to read. When you talk, they don't listen to you either. This back and forth exchange of processing. I don't really like this dialogue, but I'm keeping it for now, just in my own head. This back and forth exchange of processing. If someone the deeper someone wants something, the deeper someone desires something, the clearer it is. It has to be a truly strong want. And they have to know. It has to be a truly strong want. I think he would tune in his head, don't have ideas. That's okay. That's okay. That's also what I'm trying to figure out. When you talk to someone, you're not listening to them, you're processing what they say so you can respond. Processing their words. It's back and forth exchange of emotion, heartless processing. The deeper someone desires something, the clearer it is. It has to be a truly strong want. And if I can isolate it, make other things seem less important, then I get access to the details. Then I get access to the details. The deeper someone desires something, the clearer it is. It has to be a truly strong want. And if I can isolate it, make other things seem less important, then I get access to the details. That's where the intuition comes in. Okay, let me do this. Let me delete that. So here's the idea. Here's the concept. Is that maybe he doesn't necessarily have to touch someone, right? He has to lock eyes with someone, because the eyes are the windows to the soul. So I have to lock eyes with someone. Don't break strong eye contact. Clear contact. Eye contact. The deeper someone desires something, the clearer it is. It has to be a truly strong want, and if I can isolate it, make other things seem less important, then I get access to the details. That's where the intuition comes in. And so that's why Sam would want Briggs in the room. Exactly. Yeah. If we hone in on this, the eyes are the windows to the soul, then we can lead that into some future conflicts of, like, if someone won't look at him, you know, I have to lock eyes with someone. Eye contact. The deeper someone desires something, the clearer it is. It has to be a truly strong want, and if I can isolate it, make other things seem less important, then I get access to more details, to the details. That's where the intuition comes in. Not everyone leads with their heart, or people get distracted easily and don't actually remember what it is they truly wanted in the first place. The deeper someone desires something, the clearer it is. It has to be a truly strong want. If I can isolate it, make other things seem less important, then I get access to the details. That's where the intuition comes in. People get distracted easily and don't actually remember what it is they truly wanted in the first place. Lack of control. The closer he is with someone in proximity, the stronger the read. Okay, I'll delete that question. He's had this ability, he knows about it. He fears using it because of how it affected him and his ex-wife. Right? Like, maybe he has the full ability to use it, but he's really reluctant to do that. And it's making itself more known. We reveal deeper depths to the power. He's had this since childhood. It's related to his parents. Like, I can imagine that if this A is something that his father helped give him, and B is something that ruined his relationship with his wife, then it can be something that he's really reluctant to use, and he feels jaded about people because of it, you know? Like, at a certain point, I realized that everyone's deepest intention goes back to self. At the end of the day, the instinct is to look in. The instinct is in my best interest. Not yours. Never yours. Evil. Not evil, but pride prevails. Something like that. Have to lock eyes with someone. I like that. Eye contact. The deeper someone desires something, the clearer it is. It has to be a truly strong want. If I can isolate it, make other things seem less important, then I get access to the details. That's where the intuition comes in. People get distracted easily, don't remember what it is. If I can isolate it, make other things seem less important. Or if I can, maybe not isolate it, if I can attack and isolate it, make it seem make it seem like threaten to take it away. Bring it to light and threaten to take it away. Then I get access to the details. That's where the intuition comes in. People get distracted easily and don't actually remember what it is they truly wanted in the first place. Yeah, something like that. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. What about... Wait, go back to that. Go back! The ability brainstorm. Okay. How does it work? Good question. What if he touches someone? He enters their head. Yes. Ha ha ha. Whoa, ha, 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 ha. What if he touches someone? Bad things happen. If he touches them in the eyes. That'll work. I don't know, dog. He could say something like, it doesn't work like that. What if someone's wearing sunglasses? I have to see their eyes. What if you see a picture of their eyes? Doesn't really work. Doesn't do anything for me. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Interesting stuff. So in that case, tie those into Sam's abilities. Sam not doing well at work or phone. Sam takes care of his mother. Mare comes in doing better. Mare suggests her therapist, because she's therapist at Sam. I'd like to get a few more things kind of locked down before we close out today. Sam interviews someone, his powers revealed. See, the more and more we go through this, the less and less I feel confident about this interrogation room scene. Just because but I think it could work if I just changed the idea behind it. Because originally my idea was like, oh, it would be so cool if it's like, what's he doing, and then he punches him, and then it's like, what you know, like this thing would happen. But I think what we're establishing is that that's not what needs to happen there. I don't really want it to be that like touch thing. But that doesn't mean we can't do something else. I mean, it almost goes a little too much into Severance if we do like a completely, like, for the majority of the interview, like he can't see anyone, you know, so it really is kind of like Severance with that. But like he can't see anyone and he's trying to get them into the room the whole time, more than just like him coming in. And yeah, with the power change, it doesn't change a lot. Yeah. We also did have a moment though. We had a clear moment when he touched him that like time stopped kind of thing. Like we had this weird power outburst, and I wonder if we want to define like a moment that happens, or something like that can happen. Can you read minds? No. It's not that easy. The mind is way too complex to pull out actual information. Actual information. Do we need to keep that? Not sure if the time stop is needed or if it's an extra power or something. It might be like something that happens later, but that was just a cool moment for that, to be able to have him talk to the other person within the mind. But that can be like an advancing of the power, you know. The motif, the hammer, the drill, all this brainstorming. If the brain is too complex, how do you know Briggs was partners for 12 years? Yeah, well, again, that was short film Sam. We're thinking show Sam, you know? Like, again, I have no intention of just plugging that script straight in. Like, I would change a lot of it, you know, dialogue and everything. But it was really good for me to like explore the characters and whatnot. But yeah. No, I'm thinking of like questions that he would get asked about it, and then like from there going back and being like backtracking to kind of defining it more and more. Can you read minds? It's not that easy. The minds, maybe this is like a bad wording of it, but it's like, no, it's not that easy. There's too much going on at once to pull out intelligible information. Sam, he's the super sky man. We love him because he's Sam, and he's great. Act 1 newsreels about the fire, tie those into Sam's ability. Sam not doing well at work or home. Sam takes care of his mother, yo. Mary comes in and she's doing better. She's a therapist. She's a go-getter. Go to the therapy session, that's good. Boss gives Sam an easy case to deal with in the hood. So Sam goes with Boris to investigate. He interviews someone, that's not great. His power is revealed. We see more truth. Father-son, difficult moment, that's you. Sam goes through Perp's documents. Sam sees his dad's caught in the photo. Men. Perp found dead right in his cell. Sam takes the case, and that's going well. Right? Yeah, something like that. I also feel like we need a flashback moment somewhere with Sam and his dad. Sam and Dan flashback moment. Sam and Hudson. Difficult, bothering moment. Sam takes the case. Power is revealed. Interviews someone, and that would be concealed. Then goes with Boris, grabs a horse. Bob gives Sam an easy one, of course. Sam and Dan hit the flashback moment. Therapy session. I don't even know when you want to go to the Five Alive. Five Alive. I was thinking of 7-Eleven, and I said Five Alive. Yeah, man. Let's hop on down to the Five Alive. Cool. All right. This is a very early beat sheet kind of thing. Again, it's still like sort of spitballing the. What am I trying to say? It's spitballing the. Just ideas for like what could happen in the first episode. The next time and the next few times we're gonna like dive in deeper into this and actually like nail down stuff, so that we can be like, actually that doesn't seem like it's gonna work at all, or actually that could be really cool and could work great for a pilot kind of thing, you know, establish the tone of the show. But that's what we're doing right now. And with that, I know it's a slightly shorter stream, but that's the time I have for today. Thank you for joining in this wonderful time. Yes, good start, of course. Again, it's a process, and we're going through it, and we're working through good ideas, and that is exciting. So as always, watch something, read something, listen to something that inspires you. Thank you for joining along. I will see you again most likely on Thursday, but I'll let you know if things change. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Yeah, there are no mistakes. There are only happy accidents. Just happy accidents. So have a good one. God bless and goodbye.